It's just been a rough macro market. The Fed, everyone's already knows what they're going to do. 75 basis point hike.
It's now 81% chance of a 75 basis point hike, which we'd find out tomorrow, and a 19% chance of a 100 basis point hike. That's, I think, what's driving the markets down so much in the last couple of weeks.
That's nothing to snicker at. 90% substantial. Everyone's uncertain because the Fed is just giving lots of mixed signals here.
If these rate hikes continue, I think it could, really push into, more kind of significant recession type territory.
There was kind of a historic thing that happened in the last week, was this big Ethereum merge that's been getting talked about for years, really, but it finally happened. They're committing to staking their Ethereum. That's the theory. So it lessens the supply for people buying Ethereum.
Yeah, I mean, it really did go well. I think, this is a pretty impactful thing in the long term. We're skeptical of ESG here at Good Soil. There are a lot of people who take that seriously, that think the electricity consumption is a serious issue with, cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, which use proof of work. This move from proof of work to proof of stake on Ethereum reduced the global electricity consumption by 0.5%. A large amount of electricity is now not being consumed that was previous. Any cryptocurrency as a store of value or as an inflation hedge or as like digital gold. I think all those narratives have been pretty significantly I don't want to say they've been invalidated, but they've taken a pretty massive beating. Maybe in the long term, those will pan out, but I think it's pretty clear in the short term, they're high risk assets they're like the growthiest of the growth stocks.
Macro market, as every Tesla investor knows at this point, drives the Tesla stock price to a large degree. Full self-driving beta, wide release is coming in the next week, it seems like.
So I ran a poll of the respondents who actually bought FSD and had a safety score. Only 7% had a score of below 80. So to me, that indicates that it's actually like wide release to everybody other than, call it the 7-10 bottom rung of drivers. 300,000 people, if you assume like an average purchase price of 8,000, but half of that was held back. Then you've got like 1.2 billion essentially of deferred revenue that they could recognize.
Like, what if NHTSA orders Tesla to recall FSD Beta?
There's an ongoing investigation right now where that's a possible outcome. The data speaks volumes, I think. So I think ultimately the true safety of the system will win out. Trying to hone in on like how close are we to robotaxis? Would you feel comfortable like being all the way in the back seat?
Not yet.
It's a really good system, but even you and I, who are like very, I think, bullish on like autonomy and early adopters and tech enthusiasts, like we're not comfortable enough yet to get in the back seat. Hopefully the rate of improvement really picks up from here. It certainly seems to be. I mean, one of the things that we get really excited about is thinking of the long-term potential for Rocket Lab to have like a Starlink type of like constellation that they provide services back to Earth on. Their whole motto is we go to space to improve life on Earth.
Their market cap is less than 2.5. It's just over $2 billion as we're talking right now. Like, it's a distant second place, but we think it could be more than 1% of SpaceX's market cap ultimately. If you believe the space industry is going to evolve into like a $1 trillion plus industry within a decade or so, which we believe, then to us, there's a huge runway of growth and total addressable market. That stock has taken a hit, obviously. A couple of things I thought were interesting is their head of marketing, Christine, I can't remember her last name, but she made a really good case, and I believe it, that every brand in the world will have a presence on Roblox within 3 to 5 years. They're going to allow the studios and the developers to not only make money from bookings of the players buying in-game items, but they're going to allow them to now make money through immersive advertising.
What really is exciting about the long term, and which has so much more potential, is these immersive experiences, like you're saying. If they don't have the cost of doing all this development and 10 or 100 times more brands doing it in the future than there are now, and they're getting a cut of these like advertising revenues, that's like a way more exciting business model.